Welcome back. This is our stress management portion of the program. I'm Richard Kuhns, author of How to Get Your Life Back from Morgellons, Chronic Lyme, and other skin parasites that you don't want to know, that you don't want in your body or around your skin, along with Robin, my co-host today. And this is our stress management segment, which is about managing stress, which you might not think has much to do with these organisms, but believe me, with our day-to-day activities, our stress loads are already up there pretty high, and when we add this, it just sometimes can put us over the top.
Again, this is Alice, Meg.
Yes.
After something. I have panic attacks. I have problems taking a shower or a bath or washing my hair unless I go to a beauty shop, because I cannot stand the water on my body. It really makes it rough trying to get clean.
You called in a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about
Yes.
panic attacks?
Yes. That we,
okay. Did you watch the video? Did you watch?
I didn't get a video.
Okay, that video was published. If you email me, I'll send you a link to that video, because we went.
Thank you.
Yeah, we went over in detail how to deal with panic. So email me, and I'll send you a link to that video that has that technique, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Keep coming back. In my past life, I was, an expert in dealing with panic attacks, agoraphobia, phobias, that kind of thing. So that technique I shared on a video a couple weeks ago. Anyone else? Star 6. Questions about stress. How it's impacted your family. What are you doing to handle stress?
Taking tranquilizers.
Tranquilizers. Well, they can be a crutch. I have nothing against medication when it's used responsibly, and typically dealing with stress, if it helps get things in the right path, great. It's like a crutch, and with the goal of being able to manage it yourself, free of the need of any crutches. Like a broken leg. You don't want to walk around with a crutch the rest of your life, right? You just want to use it until your leg gets strong and you can walk on your own. That's the goal. So that's how I recommend or suggest using medications. Anyone else? Star 6. And you're on. Well, what techniques shall we use today, Robin?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, this is Kristen. I just thought I'd say something about stress. It seems like, before you get this under control, because I've tried different things, and sometimes I think I have it at bay, but then it comes back. It's just like, it takes so much of you. It's like it consumes you, and it consumes your thoughts. And for me, always wondering, am I going to die? It's just like so stressful. It's the most annoying thing. It's like you can't get any peace. So I'm glad that I found you guys, and I finally joined the phone call because I'm finding out other ways. And with the diet, hopefully I can finally get some peace that'll be lasting. Because I don't like it consuming all my energy. It's just not good for my health or, for anything.
My goodness, this is exactly what I've been asking people to share. Thank you so much, because you've shared your heart there. You shared how it's impacted you. You shared how it's tearing you apart. And this is normal for all of us. And it's nothing to be afraid. It's not like an admission of weakness. This is why we're here, to support you in going through this misery. So you don't have to be at the rotten end of a stick. You can take control of your life. You can get it back, and we're here to support you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Keep coming back and keep sharing.
I will.
Share your progress. Share your route, because, again, here's a formula, and I thank you so much for sharing, because you know where you are. And rather than make yourself wrong for where you are, you somehow acknowledge it and say, okay, I'm here. I don't know what the future's going to be. I don't know if the thing's going to kill me. I don't know if I'm going to jump off a bridge because of it. I don't know. It's okay to not know. And let that be okay. And I'd like to know, program your brain. This is where you are. Observation of this is where I am with regard to stress. It's not a pretty place. It's a rotten place. I hate it. I despise it. It's beyond my control. But I'm here. It's like the book by Terry Cole Whitaker. She's a minister, wrote a book, which was it, I forget which one it was. I remember one of her titles, which was What You Think of Me Is None of My Business, which is an incredible title for a book, but, just something to think about. What you think about me is none of my business, Okay, I love that title. But she talks about, people being in a mess. Like guy walks along and he falls into a trap, which is set to catch lions and tigers. He falls in. He's out in the walking around in nature somewhere and falls in this, and he cries for help. This is where all we are. Where we all are. Help! We go to the doctors. Help! We go. They say go to the psychiatrist. So, no. Well, I don't know. I don't need that. Well, even if we do, we cry help. And we get none. We go to the internet. We cry, help! We don't know where we are. All we know is we're being consumed by these organisms. They are taking over our lives. We can't get from 1 minute to the next without being aggravated by them. And we thinking, what's my life going to be? There's no answers out there. There's no answers on the internet. There's no answers at the doctor's office. There's nobody that's got any answers. What's going to happen to me? The guy falls in the lions. He cries for help, and there's no help. Nobody comes. It's nobody hears him. It's like us. We cry, and there's nobody there. Nobody to help us, and he cries, and nobody to help. One day goes on, and another day goes on, and he finally figures out a way to get out of that pit by himself. So this is what it's about. This is where I am. I hate being here. It's a terrible place. It's consuming me. And where do we want to go? I want to get a solution. I want to figure out how to solve this problem. I want peace of mind. When you let your brain know where you want to go, have you ever been in a situation where you've seen somebody that's who's nervous and they lost their keys to the car and they got an appointment and they're going crazy and they can't find their keys and they look and it's in their fingers it's in their hand. I've seen that. The key's in your hand. You've just been too nervous and too upset to see the answer. It's there. What do you think? A joke or a song or a breathing technique? What are we going to do today?
I was thinking tapping.
Tapping. Did somebody else like to share something?
Richard, the name of the book is How to Have More in a Have-Not World.
How to have what?
How to Have More in a Have-Not World.
Oh, okay. How to have more in a have-not world. Okay, I like the other title better, but and the story is applicable to all of us. Thank you, Chris. All right, we're going to do tapping. Tapping is a technique that you all can use. It only takes a few minutes, and it basically embraces what I've just been talking about. This is where I am. Okay, Robin's going to take us through the tapping technique, and you can use it throughout the day. You can use it multiple times. What we're looking at is we're in this fast-moving river, and we're looking for something to grab a hold of, to support us so that we don't drown. And this technique is something that you can use throughout the day to grab a hold of and use to survive this river of parasites that we've been thrown in while we assimilate, keep our diary, get the diet to work, and get our lives back on track. Take it away, Robin.
Okay. I think this technique is better than deep breathing for anxiety because it calms you down in a different way. So we're going to use 2 fingers of each hand. Actually, the first thing we're going to do is like a gentle karate chop from one hand to the wrist of the other. Then we're going to take our 2 fingers, we're going to tap on the top of our head, above our eyebrows, on the side of our eyes, under our nose, under our chin, and then under our neck. And then we're going to rub. And while we tap, I'm going to say things, and I want you to repeat them in your head or out loud. That it just gives us permission to feel our feelings and then have peace, basically. Okay, so we're going to tap first on our wrist, and we're going to breathe slowly, and we're going to say, this is a really hard situation, but I will love and respect myself in the midst of it. And then we're going to tap on our head. We're going to say, I hate this, but I love and respect myself in the middle of it. And then we're going to tap above our eyebrows, and we're going to say, I don't know how I'm going to get through this, but I am going to love and respect myself in the midst of it. And then on the side of our eyes, this really stinks, but I will love and respect myself no matter what. And then under our eyes, I don't know what the next day will hold or the next week or month, but I know that I'm going to love and respect myself no matter what. Under our nose, and breathe, and think of what that means, loving and respecting yourself. Your chin, I'm going to hold myself with deep care no matter what happens. And then right here under your neck, breathe through your nose and exhale through your mouth, and then rub gently. It might be a little sore there because we're releasing the toxins that stress causes. And then if you have water or Sista's tea, have a nice sip of water, help cleanse the toxins out. And then take a deep cleansing breath through your nose and out of your mouth. And that's tapping.
Thank you. Thank you. That's the formula. I don't know where it's going to go. Can't predict the future. I've got to love and respect myself. There's no reason to feel like that you're less than human because you have these organisms that are thriving on you. It's not like, reason to feel that, this is the way it is right now. You love and respect yourself, and I like a solution. I like to be open to solution. I'd like to follow the program and get my life back. That's what it's all about. I did see a post on one of the Morgellons forums. By the way, if anybody here is into Facebook and into Instagram and social media and likes to post and follows the other groups, we have a page and we need a moderator. I need a volunteer. So if anybody is really into that, please let me know. We're desperate for somebody to take over our Facebook page and moderate it. And I can also, we're working with you, we can probably set up an income stream for you as well in doing the work. So any volunteers, please. But anyway, the post was about stress and Morgellons being stressful, and I think it's important. It's the first thing I've ever seen outside of what we've been doing for years, Robin and I, talking about how the stress of being affected by these things interferes and contributes to them being more active and more difficult to deal with. And that's what we're about. But the post I saw is basically about, talking positive, and that's like positive thinking. And positive thinking often goes down the toilet pretty quick because you start talking positive, but you don't see the results, and there's no transition. You're stuck, and you think, well, it doesn't do any good to talk positive. Doesn't matter. There's no hope. So being positive is good, but not really necessarily the answer to dealing with these organisms. And that's often because we shoot ourselves in the foot. That's why. We make ourselves wrong. We invalidate ourselves. And part of this is because we're basically lacking some direction here and how do you go from being miserable to being positive? How in the hell do you do that? Just by saying, I'm healthy, I'm happy, But that's a damn lie. I'm not healthy, I'm not happy, I'm living in misery. I'm getting up at 3 a.m. I'm being itched to death. I'm being eaten to death. How can I be happy? How can I be positive? Robin, can that be can you do that? Can you make that transition? Is that feasible to ask anybody to go from being in misery and itching and biting and all night long where they're under the skin, they're like sleeping on shards of glass, to I am healthy. I will only allow positive thoughts in my mind.
No.
Hell no. But so many gurus expect you to be able to do that. And what does that do? Oh, the guru says I can do it, but it ain't working. Something must be wrong with me.
Right.
Must be my fault. Because what the guru says, he wrote the damn book, he sold 16 million copies, everybody loves him, but I can't do it. Doesn't work for me. Well, what is the answer? Because this is where we are. Not everybody on this call. We heard people that are progressing. We heard people, but the people who are new to this call, the people who are new here, are at this point. It's misery, 24 hours a day. I mean, there is no damn doctor or physician on this earth who can relate with the hell that we're going through. They look at you and they wear their gloves, of course, and they can't relate with it. They can't know the misery, and they can just, it's delusional. You don't really have a problem. You're causing it yourself. It's delusional. Well, that just piles on more crap. So you got doctors that disbelieve you. You can't go from misery to being happy and being positive. Where does that leave you? Well, the key in going from misery to positive thinking is all the space in between. Somehow they forget. If you see what I'm doing on video, I have a big space here with an empty space. My face is in it, of course, but maybe I'm part of the answer. So how do you get from this hand to this hand here? What's the direction? Because you just don't do it. You've got to go through the direction. So going through the direction is, number one, acknowledging where you are and how you feel about it. You can write it down. I acknowledge I hate being here. It's terrible. It's painful. I don't like it. This is all obvious, but it's important to acknowledge where you are. And I dislike it. Now, where would you like to go? Well, I'd like to go over here. I'd like to go from here to here. All right? So, but right now I'm here. So now what you have just done is you've created an opportunity for a path. It's not like that. It's an opportunity to be creative, because getting from here to here comes from here, comes from your creativity, comes from you managing the organisms, comes from you reading the book, comes from you kicking in the diet, comes from you disinfecting your environment, comes from you cleaning your car, comes from you cleaning your skin, comes from you knowing that others have done it and I can do it. That's how you get there. So it's like being kind of like, if, I don't know if this is a good analogy, I've often used it. Imagine yourself, you're in a library and they turn out the lights. And this library is different. There are a lot of sharp instruments around. There are things that stick up. If you touch them, they're going to cut you. So, that's a strange library anyway. Well, anyway, so you're dark. You don't know. You have no knowledge. You have no information how to get to that door. You want to get out of that library. It's dangerous being in there, or whatever the space is. It's dangerous being in there. But you have no idea what direction, where the exit is. You don't know where the door is. You don't know. But the point is, you first acknowledge where you are. You don't go running around stumbling. You don't throw, I'm happy today, when you're not. You don't go trying stuff like that because you'll hurt yourself. You'll put yourself down. So you acknowledge where I am. So when you acknowledge where you are and how you feel about it, that's the first step. And what happens? When you then say, I'd like to get through this, you put your mind to work, your creative mind to work, and the exit light lights up on the door. Now, when the exit light is lit up, all the dangerous things are reflected and you can manipulate around and get to the exit and leave. That's how it works. Now, stress stands in the way of that. The more stress and the more worry and the more anxiety, it limits your IQ. And when your IQ is down, where's your creativity, Robin?
Doesn't even exist.
Out the door. Out the door. Nowhere. Creativity is gone. Beating these organisms means being creative, figuring it out, learning, keeping diaries, studying, and learning. And then you go, yeah, I made it. I can get there. And some days you'll get there, and some days you'll fall short. But you'll know you're on the direction. You'll know you're moving in that direction. You'll know that there is that possibility, and stop invalidating yourself. So anyway, that's how you go from here to there without thinking it's going to happen just by saying it's happened. It doesn't work that way. So we use a lot of different stress management techniques. Last week, Robin shared with us a deep breathing exercise. The sad thing is that, Robin, and I'm sorry to share this with you, and I'm sorry to share this with everybody on this call. We do these calls every week, and we do the stress management. We put our hearts and our souls into this for you guys, because we know how stressful this is. And then we post it on YouTube. But when we go through the number of people who view the stress management segment, Robin, you know how many view it?
Yeah, people don't stay. They don't want to know about it.
No, they don't deal with it. They don't listen to this segment. I'm thinking of that we're not even going to publish it anymore, because it's just I hate to be negative, and it's not being negative. It's just the reality is that those of you who come here every week, you're going to get it. We're going to do it, and we're here for you. And we know the misery you're going through. And the others, well, they'll just have to come here if they want to get it. We're not going to maybe be publishing it. It takes time to edit it and publish it anyway. So, what stress management technique shall we use today?
I was thinking about a song.
That is wonderful. Now, managing stress is a lot of different things. It could be laughter. It can be jokes. It can be music. It can be deep breathing. It can be tapping. It could be many different things. And we go through all of them here. And Robin, we're fortunate, is a professional musician, and she graces us with her songs from time to time. And this is your time. So what shall you share with us today, Robin?
I was going to do a song about relaxing your mind. I don't think it's telling you you have to, but it's a fun song, and I thought it could be helpful. Or I could do a blues song about how terrible you feel.
Well, let's do a happy song.
Okay, all right. And it's easy. I mean, you guys, it has a very simple chorus. Relax your mind, relax your mind. Gonna make you feel so fine, you know, sometimes you got to relax your mind. Like when you're driving your automobile, better keep your hands on that wheel, 'cause sometimes you got to relax your mind. Now when that light turns green, pull your foot down that gasoline. Sometimes you got to relax your mind. Relax your mind. Relax your mind. Gonna make you feel so fine. Sometimes you got to relax your mind. Now when the light turns red, pull your foot down on that brake step. 'Cause sometimes you got to relax your mind. Now when that light turns blue, what in heaven's name are you gonna do? I don't know, but sometimes you got to relax your mind. Okay, sing the chorus with me. Come on. Relax your mind, relax your mind. Gonna make you feel so fine. Sometimes you got to relax your mind.
Thank you, Robin. That's wonderful. Relax your mind. That's what it's about. Relax your mind and let your creativity win. Okay.